day 23, and today I am doing a etude from Galley's 40 Preludes, I think is what it's called. And this is just a really nice melody. It's gonna live in that mid upper register, which is really good. It strengthens your face a lot. And what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna work on memorization. And part of that is ear training. So let's see. Let's start. I'm gonna just play the first measure. Alright, now I'm going to try to remember it. So I'm going to close my eyes. And now I'm going to try to use my ears to replicate that. Alright, so that went pretty well. Let me try to get the next measure. So now let me try to remember the two measures together. Now let me try to play it. Alright, so now we've got Ooh, those are a little bit difficult intervals, right? Okay, so what I'm gonna do to make that easier for myself is I am using the first finger for my G so that I can just keep that on a slur and I don't have to change any fingers. There are two schools of thought about that. Some people like to change fingerings every time. For me, sometimes when I move to a different side of the horn, it just kind of messes up my airflow. And that could be that my horn's out of tune. I'd have to look into that. But sometimes it just doesn't cause a very clean slur, and sometimes just staying on the same fingering and just actually executing a proper slur makes it a lot easier. Okay, so I was going to memorize that. Alright, now let's add that. So my slur wasn't super clean, but I did have the right notes, and that's what I'm going for today. Okay. So we got a turn here. And then I will leave that 16th note for the next phrase. So let's see if I can have that memorized. Alright, so what I have memorized really well is the notes. I did not do the proper articulation, so I should be articulating on the C sharp and then again on the D and the F sharp. So let me add that into my singing. Ooh, when I tried to slow that, my voice cracked. Alright, that was a lot harder. So let's see if that presents a challenge for me. as hard as I thought it was going to be, but it definitely could have been a little bit cleaner. So now we got da 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 da. So let me play that, which should be the same. Okay. So that wasn't that hard, and then da da dee. That's all the same. Alright. Da dee da da dum. That changes. Da dee da da dum. Oops. Okay, so when I try to do that with my eyes closed, I just pressed the wrong fingering, because I didn't exactly know what the notes were. So, da 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 dee da da dee da dee da da da. Alright, let's see if I have that memorized. Alright, that was pretty good. So now let's see if I can put those two phrases together. Should I sing it first? Da 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 dee da da dee da dee da dee da. Wait. Da dee da dee da 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 dee. Da 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 dee da da dee da dee da da. Okay, so I was getting them a little bit confused, having the two separate ones. So let me just try to play it now and see if I can get it straightened out in my mind. Okay, so you could hear at the end I was kind of forgetting what the notes were. So that would be my memorization stamina that was a little bit rusty. So the more that I work on this and the more I memorize it, the easier that'll be. Okay, so it's easier to remember short chunks of music versus long chunks. And then the more I strengthen that memorization muscle, it'll get easier to memorize longer. So let's keep going. So we've got a new section in here. I think this is going to be major. Alright, let me memorize that. Alright, now let me look. Close my eyes. Alright, let me try to sing it. Da, 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 dee, da, dee, dum. With my eyes closed. Alright, eyes open. Eyes closed. Alright, so now eyes closed. Oh, I had the wrong finger in. Alright, eyes open. Alright, now just add that on. So I have that kind of okay memorized. So let's keep going. Da, this is the same. Da, 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 da. Now it changes. Da. So let me play those two measures. Alright, so that's pretty well memorized. Now, da, dee, da, da, da. Looking. I played that rhythm wrong. Da, dee, da, da, da. And you heard, because I sang it wrong, I played it wrong. So obviously there's a connection there. Now let me put that together. Nope, I forgot. I played the other one. Okay, so I pressed the wrong finger for the E, but my ear heard the right note. So you'll notice that that happens a lot when you're memorizing. If your ears are super strong, you can kind of play any fingering and it will come out right. All right, and then I would then go back and play those two together. So okay, same thing happened there. I still forgot that finger. So now what you would do is you would go all the way back to the beginning and play from the beginning to there and see how much you remembered. I could give it a go. Let's see. I'm missing my first note. All right. Okay, so you can hear, because has been some time since I played that beginning and I had focused on another section, I kind of forgot it. So this is where my work is. The more that I get this melody in my ear and hearing the first part, then the second part, and then fixing and putting them all together as one, I'll eventually hear it as an entire piece. That's how I'm going to go about memorizing it. Okay, I hope this was helpful. See you tomorrow.